So this is the story of how I became the manager of a band that doesn't exist.
So take me home. Won't you take me home?
So I started my music career about 10 years ago as half of a hip-hop duo called Code of Conduct. We went on to tour with major festivals and have songs on radio rotation, and along the way we accidentally became radio presenters, eventually going on to host Triple J Breakfast in 2020.
Do you strut?
Well, yeah, a little bit, for sure.
I loved the Triple J audience. I loved the chance to meet Australians every single morning, but talking to so many musicians also made me realize that I missed making music. So when I chose to finish up, the one thing that I really wanted to do was to start a new music project. But I also wanted to do things a little bit differently this time. Enter one of the loves of my life, young adult fantasy and science fiction. I grew up reading it, but for some reason, science fiction and pop music just don't overlap that much. And I wanted to change this. So I came up with the story of Tal, who is this outcast on a harsh desert planet where she teams up with a couple of aliens and forms a traveling band. So I spent a lot of 2021 in writing rooms or Zoom sessions with some of my favourite Australian artists, people like Safia and Alice Ivy, JT Hazard, Imbi, Nardine, the list goes on and on. And what surprised me is that every time I was like, hey, do you want to write a song about like some giant alien bugs? Everyone was like, hell yeah. I walked away from that process with this incredible 5-track EP that I'm really proud of. And it tells the story of Tal and her band Big Sand as they travel this desert world. So I've got this whole story in mind, a big sci-fi adventure, but I had no idea how I was going to bring the characters to life. Most people discover music on social media, but how was I supposed to show pictures and videos of a band that didn't exist? Then I discovered something called motion capture technology, which involves using your body to animate a character. What I did next was maybe kind of reckless. Despite the fact I've never animated anything in my life, I spent $5,000 on a suit from Europe and had it shipped to Australia. That means hello on her planet. Now I can animate the lead character Tal from my bedroom using software called Unreal Engine, which is free. So what's left for me is really two big questions. Question number one, how can Big Sand play live? The second question is a little bit more nebulous, I guess. I'm trying to figure out how I can bring this story to life and how I can do it using a whole bunch of interesting and cool and innovative technology. So if you're curious about this stuff, follow along. I'm only just beginning my journey as I learn about the metaverse, VR, AR, AI, animation, motion capture, and what the music industry of the future might look like.